What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to TTG Plays Nier. Holy moly, I haven't touched this in a few weeks. Life has been hectic with visas and stuff. It all seems to be coming into order now, which is good. But yeah, so not that it affects you guys, because it's months later at this point, but I haven't recorded in a while. But anyway, we need to go back to the junk heap from memory, and that seems to be where this thing's sending us, so we're going to do that, and I'm going to cut there. It'll be great. So a few housekeeping things, because I know this episode would otherwise be very short. Not that I'm trying to pad it out or anything. YouTube money. So I'm trying a few things. First of all, I apologize for those last two episodes. They were done in post, because even though I thought I was recording through my microphone, I wasn't. Yeah, the PC hadn't been set up properly, even though I thought it had. Hopefully this time, it seemed to be working before I started recording, so fingers crossed it actually is. So that's a thing. Also, I know it's a little late for this game, but I was getting some complaints about the clicking of the controller buttons. This is, as of this point, only 2 episodes have actually come out. So I have a big blanket over my microphone, and I don't know if that's affecting the audio quality or not. I guess I'll find out when I go to edit this. But hopefully that will dull the clicking sounds that you would be hearing from the microphone. A bit, at least. And yeah, that's pretty much it for housekeeping. We've got about 4 episodes left of this, which isn't much at all. So yeah, I'm just going to cut to the top of this bridge, and we're going to get into the junk heap proper. So let's go! Alright, let's go see our matey here again. He'll have a sword for us that we already have, but that's okay. Gotta get it to get inside. Yeah, we want us to go down and avenge your brother. Yeah, shades, we already did this once before. So, we're going to go back to where that giant robot was with the little shade riding around on him. We're going to finish that quest line, and then in the next episode, we are going to... I'm going to be cutting directly, basically, to outside of the boss room, because if you remember the first time around, there's that fight with the pig and everything. All that is pretty much identical, so I'm just going to be cutting straight to outside that. I don't know how long this episode will actually be, probably quite short due to that, but I thought putting these two bits together is a bit weird, especially for people who are just looking for the different endings on YouTube, so let's see how we go. Alright, so I'm going to meet you guys down at the elevator for the 2nd floor. Yes, that's what I'm going to do. Alright, here we are again. This game's an absolute breeze at this point, which is great. Oh, something else that, this isn't something that other people have noticed, but it's something I've noticed myself. I actually sat down... It's different when you're editing these Let's Play videos, like listening to yourself, but actually sitting down and watching one of your own Let's Plays, which is something I don't really do, because that seems like a really weird and vain thing to do. I sound really boring and flat, like, constantly when I'm talking. Which is weird, because I think in general life I'm actually pretty animated. So I'm not entirely sure why that is, especially when I don't sound like I'm having a good time, when generally I am having a good time, which is very, very strange and kind of unfortunate. Makes me seem like a miserable, miserable man. Maybe it's just the way my voice sounds on recording, I don't know. But, so I'm going to be trying to at least a little bit work on that, to sound a little bit more interesting and dynamic, I guess. While as I've said in the past, I just want to do this YouTube thing for fun, and I am having fun. I'm enjoying, even if no one's watching these, I'm enjoying sitting down and playing games and talking my way through them. You know, like, I feel like I would definitely get more people watching if I was more interesting to listen to, and I'm not talking about pretending to laugh at everything and that sort of thing, but I think I just, like, I've a very monotone voice when I'm playing for some reason. Maybe it's because of concentration. Maybe over time, eventually, it will go away, just through the inherent nature of getting better, but, you know, I've been doing these for a fair while now, and I think it's time I picked up the slack on that front at the very least. So that's some news, and then, yeah, 3 more episodes after this one of Nier, and it's fully wrapped up. The tricky thing for the next 2 episodes after this is after the ending episode, which will be the next one, I need to, I still love this bit, it's so weird. I need to, the way to get endings C and D, and I think I brought this up before, requires me to get every weapon in the game, which is mainly done through side quests, and there's some that you have to buy. So I have to do that before I can unlock those particular endings, and I'll be getting all those side weapons off camera. I know some people probably would like to see those side quests, but they're really just simple fetch quests for the most part, and nowhere near as interesting as you would want, which is why I'll be doing them off camera. But that does bring up some channel changes, which might have actually come into place by the time this video is up, and that is, following this game will be Demon Souls. So I'm basically going to be having, Mondays and Fridays will basically be like 3D action RPG day, because after this we'll have Demon Souls, after that will be Dark Souls, Dark Souls 2, Dragon's Dogma, eventually Dark Souls 3. And Wednesdays and Saturdays will basically be for like older retro games, more fun games. So at this point, I'm hoping the first one I'll be doing will be Metroid 2, which might even be finished by the time this comes out, depending on when I end up releasing them, because I haven't started recording it yet, and that game's only a couple hours long. And I would like to do Wario Land for the Game Boy, the Donkey Kong Land games, and of course Pokemon Silver, which is something that people have been wanting since I finished my Nuzlocke run. Pokemon Silver, of course, will also be a Nuzlocke. Those ones are quite... Pokemon is quite time-consuming to put together, which is why I would like to get some smaller games out of the way first to kind of like build a bit of a buffer up. Because yeah, I know that games like this, there's a certain audience for this, and there's a certain audience that I have amassed. Only a few people, but who subscribe to me for the Pokemon content, so I don't want to leave those people who subscribe to me for that high and dry, but I also don't want to be one of those people that gets known for a particular niche of game. Like, the reason I want to do the Souls games is just because I enjoy playing those games so much. And, you know, everyone kind of plays those, but I have an absolute blast. And I know a lot of the people who follow me, such as Dylan, there are a lot of games that we've talked about in the past that he's played, but that were either too hard for him to really get into, like Dragon's Dogma and things like that, which it's almost like I want to play through those just so we can see what those are like in the end. So yeah, that's what that's all about. And this is a very rambly episode. I guess you could say I'm padding it because there's so little new stuff here. I will say it's kind of weird because there's no cutscenes leading up to... There's no real cutscenes... Oh, this is leading up to the boss here. Leading up to this boss, which is weird because it's kind of jarring to me. I mean, like, I love the story they've had for this Shade and its robot, but it's kind of annoying to me that it's all the cutscenes are all the first time you come to this environment. And because you have to leave, this is me getting all designy here, because you have to leave the environment and come back, by the time they come back the second time, it doesn't show you them again, and you've kind of, unless you've been playing it non-stop, or like every day for a couple hours, there's a disconnect there, because you've kind of forgotten about it, because you've been doing other side tasks in the meantime before you can come back. And so while I think the story itself is cool, and coming back is cool, it's something that I think could have been handled better, or they could have sprinkled those... Like, when I came back in here the second time and went to the second floor, there should have been another cutscene to reinforce the relationship that the Shade has with its, with this robot. So I think that's kind of a disappointing thing that they kind of slipped up on, I would say. Personally, at least. I definitely would have had another cutscene when I came back in the second time. Just, yeah, reinforcing the relationship the Shade has with this robot. Because right now, we haven't seen them in ages. It's been in a few episodes, and for me, it's been a couple of weeks. So there's definitely that disconnect there for me personally. I don't know, maybe you guys feel differently. What's this? Beast Curse. I don't remember if we picked that up last time. Let's have a look. That was a spear. Beast Curse. No, that's new. Let's have a look at the lore on it. A noble lord commissioned this beastly weapon that the world might stand in awe of its power. Cool. Okay, so it's heavy. It looks pretty rad though. Alright, let's go! So much grace. let's take this guy down again. He's much easier now that we've leveled up a bit. Not hard at all. I do love how retro his design is. It almost kind of like stands out as weird compared to everything else in the game. How, I don't want to say generic, but it is very much that like 50s, 60s sci-fi typical look you would expect to see. Anybody get hit? No! Dodged. Nice. So yeah, even at the start of the fight, there was no changes to the cutscene, but you do get to hear the shade there. You know, Beepy, stop, that's enough. Kind of yelling at the robot. He doesn't want us to fight because he doesn't want his robot friend to get destroyed. He knows how tough we are. So I guess even though they didn't have the cutscene, it does have this text coming up in the top left. But the problem I find with having this text, I don't want to be alone again, like up at the top left, is it's hard to look at that and it's hard to play and look at that at the same time. Even Tyrion's getting in on the thing, so I think that's something that, I don't know, could have been handled a little better. Yes, yeah, it can. Not that it matters much at this point when I'm this high level. Okay. Need more magic. Alright, the game's doing the lock-on thing. I kind of forget that it does that. I wish I had more control over the lock-on myself, because obviously it helps here. What are you doing, Beepy? He's trying to escape. So this, I do like the way the actual text here does recontextualize what's happening. You think it's an attack that he's trying to do when he's really just trying to flee the arena. It's all this stuff that happened the first time you fight him and you think, oh, it's just these different attack patterns and stuff. It's not an attack at all, and I think that's really, really smart and clever. The way they've integrated those things into this particular boss fight. You're my best friend, you gotta stop, buddy. I guess Beepy busted his head a little bit too hard. I'm sorry, Beepy. I know you just wanted to see the world and save your friend, but oh, well, that was a complete fucking disaster. Oh well, down he goes. Now we got this poor child here. This poor shade child who we're going to murder. I'm sorry, kid. I didn't have a choice. Actually, that line, after having seen footage from Nier Automata, there's a lot of robots in those trailers that they've shown, and I'm just wondering if maybe this kid has something to do with it. Maybe he does actually succeed, and that's what the next game is based around. Alright guys, that's it for this episode. Next time, I will meet you outside of the Shadow Lord's combat arena. Actually, no, where we fight Popular. I will meet you where we fight Popular. Because I think that's kind of a... There's something that happens over the meal, as you remember, he explodes. And there's more added to that at the end of the game. So obviously, I want to have that there to reinforce the ending. But anyway, thank you for joining me today. We have one more episode for Ending B, 3 more episodes after this all up. I hope you are still watching this series and enjoying it. Let me know in the comments below. Let me know what can be improved, if this sound quality without the clicking worked with this blanket. Let me know all of that good stuff in the comments below. Leave us a like if you're enjoying it, and I'll catch you next time. Peace out and have a good one.